Alright, that's the top of the hour. So, let's get straight on into it. We are, of course, returning to LobCorp today. We are working towards clearing up the last of the actual missions that we've got. And ideally, once we've been able to finish all of those, we'll be able to go for the true ending of the game. That's probably not going to be an easy thing to do, though. We'll give it a try, regardless. Now then. I am trying to remember what I'm doing with setups. I suppose at this stage, we don't need to worry too much about stat grinding, because we still don't actually have a guarantee this will be our last loop. So let's just go in and see how it goes. Now, we do have Melting Love. So we're going to send Ash in there and see how that goes. It's probably going to be a bad time, I think. So long as we can get enough boxes just to get some information, I think that will be a decent enough start. That was, God, 23, and that was a normal result. And Ash now has the fancy goo heart, which, from what Mel has told me, every now and then, like every few seconds basically, Ash just does damage to everyone that's close to them. Oh yes, and we've now got, like, they've got goo stuck on all the other little idiots around them, which I assume will eventually kill them and turn them into more goo monsters. Okay. Insight is better than instinct, so we will go with insight. It's still not great results, though. 45%. Attachment might be better. I'm just gonna get rid of all of the little idiots. They've been infected by slime, they have to go. Okay, we've got enough. Okay, so yeah, attachment is the best option, but even that still isn't great. Let's see. When the work result was bad or normal, the counter lowered. It gave a lump of slime to the first employee who performed any work other than repression with it. The slime healed that person's sanity and raised their work success rate. However, further observation is needed to determine how the lump effects change according to the state of this abnormality. Cool. Attachment was the best option we've got. Thankfully, it seems like Ash can pretty well tank the damage that's involved here. So they're not super at risk. Oh, Ash just died horribly, I think. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So 3 average results has resulted in Ash instantly dying and becoming slime. Now, how dangerous is this, though? Very. Oh yeah, very. So Amy has come close to killing off the little version, but it's still not a good time. Why did I send Ginger in there? Amy. Amy has been healed. They're coming back this way, so we're going to do a little bit of back and forth dance. Huh. So it healed when Ash died. Amy, please don't shoot Ginger. Ginger, just get out. We're just going to wait for it to go through the door and then we slip by. And now it's coming back. Run, Amy, run. Okay, so we could theoretically suppress this. It would just be a pain in the ass to actually do it. Ginger, get out. And then slip by it again. Yeah, we can do that. We can beat that. Anyway, we're retrying the day. We now know that attachment is the best option available. Get rid of the little idiots in this zone. So attachment is the best option available, and it has a counter of 3, which does go down when we get an average result. If it hits 0, it will insta-gib Ash. That was a good result though, which means it's still at 3. Let's get as much info as we can. On completing repression work, the counter lowered. Fuck. If you're in the same area as the person with the glob, they have a low chance of being infected by the slime. Those who are infected can be distinguished with a trace of slime on their cheeks. Employees who made contact with those who were infected also have a low chance of infection. We have, when enough time passed after infection, their skin was completely merged with the slime, and infected employees turned into blank. The counter dropped to 0 when the number of infected people took up more than half of the department, while it was still while the person with the glob was still alive. Huh. Okay. So, if they have infected more than half of the department, then it instantly drops to 0 and does a breakout. But if Ash is the only one in the department, and Ash can't become infected because they are the source, that was also a good result, so we've still got it. So as long as Ash is the only one in the department, it is safe. When the counter dropped to 0, the person with the glob died. And after a series of experiments, it has been found that the spread of the slime can be controlled through insight work. If the person with the glob performs insight work and produces 24 or more boxes as a result, the slime will not infect other employees for 30 seconds. However, please be cautious, as if less than 24 boxes are produced, every single infected person may transform. Oh boy! Probably safer to just have Ash be the only one in the department, so nobody can get infected. We're still at the full counter, still at 3 count, so it's safe to have Ash do more work. But there is no way to raise this counter. So if the counter ever drops to 1, we stop working with this thing for the day. It's immune to red damage. And it endures pale? Holy shit. I'm going to start doing other work types because the penalty is getting pretty high here. Oh yeah, this is going to be a neutral at best. Yep. Okay, counter went down. Penalty is pretty high, so we're not going to do any further work with it for a while. Until the next meltdown, at least. Which means, let's also just get rid of the little idiots in this zone. I need you guys not standing on top of them. Okay, we've got a couple more that we can get. Okay. This guy likes instinct and repression. Hannah needs more instinct, so sure. And then this one likes insight, which everyone has capped. It's okay with repression, which everyone has capped. So we'll just do insight, I guess. And then B, go get the heart, and you're going to do some health training with nothing there. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that'll do. So that... we can do another round of health training. There's the first meltdown. What did baby like? Instinct. Now, instinct being in... or not instinct. The baby and melting love being in this same zone kind of fucking sucks. Because if the baby starts breaking down, it will then cause melting love to break out. Oh god, this is actually going to suck so much, because only this zone can have meltdowns happen as well. Maybe... Now, here's a thought. Only the first, right? The first employee who performed any work other than repression with it. So... if I have some worthless little idiot that goes in and gets the glob, and then I get them killed, then I can have other people in this zone safely, I hope. God, I hope. That's all the info revealed. So we can start, hopefully, getting its gear. This is going to just be constantly rough work, though. This here... Hannah needs fortitude, which we can get there. And B can get some fortitude here. Punishing Bird has broken out. What's new? Mel can just go do some insight work. Ginger continues trying to get the helmet. We're safe to do one more round on that, I think. On Melting Love. Hannah can get some more health without causing a meltdown, but the next set of work will cause a meltdown. Which is going to be a Red Dawn, huh? Okay, Ash, go stand there. You two, go stand there. You stand there. Courtney, go stand here. I'm just sort of sending people to the places where it's particularly bad if the clowns cause a breakout. The rest should be fine. Ginger, trigger the breakout. Or not breakout, but the clowns. Send in the clowns! So there's one in there, there's one down there. You two go get that one. You two go get that one. Hi Mel! How you doing? You two go get that one. You guys just stay there and defend. Hannah can actually go help. Why are you just walking past one? There we go. Okay. Oh right, upstairs as well. There's one in there. Camille. It's trying to get the punishing bird out. It's stealing our boxes as well, apparently. Okay. Clowns resolved. Ginger got the helmet. Ginger got the helmet, thank God. Hopefully we don't wind up having to do a reset. Ginger, go start getting health from Black Swan. Amy can get some sanity from Army in Black. We just had a meltdown, so Ash can do more attachment work. What do we need here? 222 for its weapon and 120 for its armor. Oh boy! We're going to need a lot of boxes from Melting Love, huh? And we've got to try and get all of them before any sort of reset has to happen. Ash is the only one there, yes. Okay. There were the 3 little idiots in here and I just got rid of them. I've also noted, though, this is going to suck. So, all meltdowns are going to happen in this zone. All of them. Because all the others are meltdown safe. If the baby hits 0, it starts crying. And it's going to then cause Melting Love to start breaking out. If I want to stop it from crying, it has to eat Ash, specifically. So, we have to work this whenever a meltdown hits it, right? But also we have to work this whenever a meltdown hits it. 12 is still safe enough, I think, to get a good result. What did you realize, Mel? What horrible news do you have for me? B, stay up here for a bit. Oh no, you've maxed your health out. You can go back here. Ash dies if baby cries. Yes. Yes, indeed. Well, sort of. Functionally, yes. If the baby starts crying, Ash is the only one that can be sent to calm it. So, yeah, they die either by being sent to the baby, or by not being sent to the baby and Melting Love breaking out. So they will die, no matter what. Yeah, this combo is a fucking nightmare and a half. Honestly, just the baby itself kind of fucking sucks. Just the baby sucks. Let's see. Hannah has hit cap on instinct. Attachment is not a good one for this, but it is good here, so you can go cap out your attachment up there. You're not even sorry. Of course you're not. Of course you're not. Why would you be? Let's see. It's a 50% success rate in there. I'm just not gonna. Oh, Amy's capped out their prudence anyway. Attachment? Attachment's good in here. You can start training your attachment. Let's see. So, for this zone, Mel is capped out, Mech is capped out, Hannah is now capped out. B still needs temperance. So B's going to be working with nothing there a bit more. 69%, that's good enough. Okay. Ginger, go cause the next meltdown. It's going to be one of these two, so Ash will be resolving it. Melting love. Cool. Now, thankfully, we can end the day whenever we want, as soon as we hit the box count. We don't have to have a certain number of meltdowns happen. Also, it seems like for a while, it's going to only have one of these meltdown. I guess it won't have every possible option meltdown all at once when it's still the low counts. So that's cool. But basically what I'm thinking is I can work Melting Love for as long as I can until it hits 1. Then, if either of these two go into a meltdown, or the next time either of them go into a meltdown, I end the day. I am doing 0 work with Melting Love once it hits a 1 counter. I'm also buying the weapon. I'll buy the armor next, I think. Might as well keep doing some other work, because we're going to need to. Amy needs temperance, which we get in here. Ash, hello! Yeah, you are in a sticky situation, I guess. So this is Melting Love. Little you is okay, in fact. Here you are. In fact, you got some headphones as well from this horrible thing. Disgusting thing. But this here is Melting Love. One of the most problematic entities we could have. The situation that you're in. A sticky situation is a fucking hilarious way to describe it, because this is a slime girl thing. And also it's like giving you a slime heart thing. So the situation that we're in though, having this heart means that anybody near you gets infected and over time becomes a monster. So you're the only one here right now. You are safe from the infection because you have the heart, but you can be the only one safe here. This horrible monstrosity, if it gets upset, starts crying, and when it starts crying, everything else in the zone has its counter start ticking down. The only way to stop the crying is to sacrifice somebody to the baby. Unfortunately, because you're the only one in the zone, you are also the only person that sacrifice will choose. So if this thing starts crying, either everything in the zone keeps ticking down over time, or you die. If this guy, or this girl, keeps ticking down, and eventually their counter hits 0, you die. So no matter what, if this thing starts crying, you're in a fucking horrible situation where you will die. So yeah, sticky situation indeed. You're not in for a great time here. I do have plans in place to avoid having that sort of problem happen though. So we will be taking what measures we can to make sure that you survive. And honestly, if you do die, we reset the day so that you aren't dead. Okay. Let's keep going with just any work, really. Basically just any work to get progress through the day. You pray you don't die? You shouldn't. Like, I'm a pretty careful player. It's extremely rare for any of my people to die and stay dead. Speaking of, I should probably start charging this. Hey Tiffany, go charge the clock, just in case. Punishing Bird has broken out. This is nothing new. God. Snow Queen is not a great option for training Amy's attachment. Hey, I've only gotten you killed twice, Mel. One of those 3 times you died was because you insisted on activating the machine. Hey, the day is ready to be ended. Excellent. Oh god. I forgot that you make these horrible noises. Let's see. 63% is enough for B to... Well, B doesn't need to go in there. B has capped out their stats. Let's see. We can have Ginger go train her health some more. That will cause a meltdown, which will reset the penalty on going to Melting Love. The baby is freaking out, so we send Ash in. Calm down the baby. Oh, we've got an Indigo Noon coming up. If the baby doesn't start crying. It shouldn't. Okay. Have fun, Ash. Enjoy your smut. Okay. It's not smut? Are you sure? It's a graphic novel you recommended to them, Mel. Are you sure it's not smut? Ginger needs 1 more point to cap out their health, so we'd go do that. The ending doesn't have smut. Right. So the ending doesn't. Mm-hmm. Sure. Okay. The rest of it, though. The rest of it, though. Now, I've not been doing my trick of getting rid of all the little idiots everywhere, and this will cause breakouts, I think, the Indigo Noon. So I may just not deal with Indigo Noon. Ending Ash is going for is in the main game, which is free and has 0% smut. The DLC, however. Fair enough. What do those headphones even do? It's a helmet. They give you less health and sanity, but they up your movement speed, attack speed, and protect you from white damage. Yeah, I think since we don't want to hit this Indigo Noon because it's just going to be a pain to deal with, I think we just keep having Ash work with Melting Love until this counter hits 1. And then we end the day. And I guess Amy might as well keep upping their temperance as well. God. The name Melting Love just makes me think of Toxic Love from Fern Gully. And we've hit the counter of 1. This is some pretty good armor. But I think we save for the weapon first. Anyway. We can do a bit more just to get Amy capped out on attachment, I think. Because this one doesn't like it, not at all. And you can't do it. Yeah. So we end the day before we hit the noon. And we also just push to have Amy as close to capped stats as possible. Plus 26, so we need this to hit 30 if we want it to be true cap, which we will absolutely be able to do. Let's have a look at other stats. Cap, 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 cap. So everyone in Hockma Zone is capped out. Let's see. Bird and Melody, I think, are the next ones that we want to cap out. Amy, go hit the cap. So, Melody, go get some help from Reddit. How the hell did I send Nova in here? I accidentally scrolled, I guess? Which changed which area I was looking at? Amy. Oh, I'm an idiot. Okay. Yeah, we're just gonna end the day. Okay. Okay. We made it out. Silent orchestra, fuck that. Can you imagine having the baby, Melting Love, and Silent Orchestra all in one zone? That would fucking suck. Let's see. Ease yourself, do you not have need of the blessing? Or bearing the hope to return to dust. It shall go back to the grave with all that desires to live. Or we could re-extract. Do we want to go with one of these two? Or do we re-extract and see what other options we get? Do you not have need of the blessing? Yeah, so we've got... Let me open up the poll. Need the blessing, no. Dust grave or re-extract. Bearing the hope to return to dust, it shall go back to the grave with all that desires to live. There is one vote to re-extract. Is Mel the only one that's even going to be voting in this? Like, this sounds kind of interesting, but also, like, it could be nothing at all. Could be nothing interesting. Hang on. That's another thing to check. Hang on. Lobotomy Corp. Big Bird. What is Big Bird's number? 0240. Okay. So if we see 0240, we take that. Anyway, the vote was to re-extract. Silent Orchestra's back again. Fuck this bastard. All that remains is the hollow pride of a weathered knight. So, again, that is, all that remains is the hollow pride of a weathered knight. Or, don't look away. Just keep your eyes on it. Contain it in your sight. Is this going to be the opposite of the of Schadenfreude, where you can't look at Schadenfreude when working with it, and you have to look at this when working with it? I'll just go over those again for Mel to set up a poll. So we have all that remains is the hollow pride of a weathered knight, or don't look away, just keep your eyes on it, contain it in your sight. Basically a weeping angel from Doctor Who. Let me open up the poll. So, I'm guessing this would be a nightmare option. I'm guessing this is, well, yeah, this one's look at me. And then there's two where Mel is just expressing their opinion that this is a nightmare no matter what. Do you know what these two are? Or at least this one, considering you mention it being a nightmare? You know both of them. Cool. And your vote is for the look at me one. You'll explain? Okay. Okay. Do you want me to take it before you explain? Okay, here we go. You know how the meat grinder required certain stats? Yes. Like, it needed one specific stat to be above level 3, or at level 3 or above, and another to be level 3 or below. Thankfully, the one it needed below level 3 wasn't its best stat to work with, so you could still work with it and just keep that stat low. But does this one do the same? Where it just kills them if their stats aren't right? 173 is a monster if you don't have a nerd under level 3 in red. Huh. Is that the same one that the grinder needed? Would this actually pair well with the grinder? Anyway, you voted for contain it in your sight, so that's what we're going to go with. But that thing is an insta-kill. So's the grinder. I think we've gone through this story before. This place where there was once only silence. Perhaps it was because it was only you and I here. It has gotten a bit livelier thanks to the Sephiroth. Unlike me, they were weak and lacked rationality. They made so many mistakes that greatly annoyed me. I did not approve of you placing the Sephiroth here. However, you told me that your atonement and the awakening of the Sephiroth were key to the untying of this knot I lie in. I didn't know what you were talking about. You also told me I wouldn't understand. You even blocked me from interfering with that relationship. Saying that it must be left as solely your role. You were right, right as always. Even if I stay here repeating this endlessly, I suppose I still won't be worthy of understanding it till the end. To quote one of your favourite lines, a machine must behave as a machine. So I had to play the role of the observer, the only role you bothered to give me, enduring all the pain that others forgot. I don't think I'll have to point that out again. Okay. We've now got this zone expanded to 3, so we can actually... Why do we have no missions here? Hello, game? It said that we needed to expand this to tier 3 to get the next mission, but there is no mission. Well, let's have a look at... Where is it? Adoration. It's probably a bug that that mission isn't showing up, because, as the fans always say, this game is held together by string and dreams. Reduces movement speed of the target by 30% for 3 seconds. Target takes additional black damage for a certain amount of time. So it attacks very slowly but at a very long range, and that's some real high damage. It's not quite as equivalent to the pink gun for pure damage, but it does do the dot. And then, when the Ego Gift is equipped, a red type shield is created when more than 10 damage is taken, while HP is under 20%. That's some real fucking specific details there. Movement speed is reduced by 50% for 3 seconds after the shield is activated. So, if they're low on health, and they take a big hit, they get a shield that will block red damage. But they also can't run away. Which is bad if they're not taking red damage. But still. Let's see. What's Sun got? Sun has the Hornet gear. I can give Sun... I can't give Sun this stuff because Sun doesn't have the required stats. Sure. Okay, we're just going to... You think that would be best given to Ash? I guess? Oh, also, hang on. Ginger. Lock that helmet. Okay. So you think giving Ash the Adoration gear is the best option? They currently have the Mimicry gear. I feel like Mimicry is better. At least for Ash here. Because they're going to be working specifically with the... hang on. So that's damage dealt. if they will be working with Melting Love, wouldn't it be better if they use her gear? Not necessarily. So when they work with Melting Love, they're going to get the glob, and the glob is going to constantly heal their white health, right? So it's red damage that is the biggest concern. Mimicry takes 0.2%, or 0.2 times from red. Adoration takes 0.3 times. It's slightly more. There is the shield thing on the armor, but it is slightly more damage. And it's better to just not have the damage happening. I think. Wait. Resistance to red doesn't mean jack shit because it's black. Resistance to red means jack shit because it's black damage. Okay. You can also have a matching weapon, sure. Now, let's see. Can Sun... Sun will not be able to equip the Mimicry gear. I could just buff Sun to have level 5 Fortitude. We'll consider that if it becomes necessary, I think. The other thing I want to try. I'm going to bring one little idiot in. They're going to start work with Melting Love. I'll give them some sort of armor that gives decent black resistance. Let's see. 0.8. 0.6. What I'm going to do, Mel, I'm going to make them... I'm not sure it's a good idea, but that's why I'm calling it science. What I'm going to do is make them work with it and receive the glob. And then I will shoot them. So, Ash is going to temporarily come walk up here. Random little idiot is going to come in here. Oh, I hate it. Now, can they actually survive this work to receive the glob? You don't see what that changes? The text says that Melting Love gives the glob to the first person that does work other than repression with it. Now, they would need to actually survive that work, unfortunately. Thankfully, I have points galore. Now, considering I'm going to need to be doing this, it would not be an everyday thing. This would not happen every single day, right? But I'm currently doing science. Rose, go in. Ash, currently leave the zone. So, Melting Love should give the glob only to the first person that works with it. If Rose can receive said glob... Jesus Christ, they are dying so hard on this. Right, because their temperance sucks, so their work success rate sucks. Yeah, that makes sense. Let's try it again. We'll give them temperance as well. If they receive the glob, and I immediately nuke them from existence, the glob should cease to exist, and it should no longer be a concern. If I am right about this, as I said, it's not something I'll be able to pull off every time because of how costly it is. But if I am right, we will be able to have at least one day where the glob, where Melting Love is functionally neutralized and multiple people can exist in this zone. Okay, they have the glob. They are removed from existence. Oh, Melting Love breaks out instantly if that happens, huh? Why did these people go insane? Oh, because Melting Love came out, right, yeah, okay. Okay. I think I can suppress Melting Love, though. Suggestion bunnies? No, I think I can suppress it. Like... Ash kinda gives no fucks. I do want to have them stay at a bit of a range, because I don't know if its melee damage is going to be a lot higher. But I really don't need the bunnies to deal with this. Ash, leave. Start heading over there. And then go suppress it. But yeah, see how, like, Ash is nuking it. Like, they wouldn't win if I just sent them into melee brawl. But we won. And now, well, let's let Ash heal, and now if we send Ash in... Maybe when facing this thing your team wasn't as strong. Ash has 130 health, and Temperance means nothing to fighting, but Ash has its gear, it is weak to black damage, and they have almost capped combat stats. Fuck, it does give the glob again. Oh, that sucks. Ah. I mean, yeah, you told me, but I had to science. Because it did say the first employee who performed any work other than repression. So I was really hoping that would mean that we'd be able to, like, take advantage of that. Other thought, why the fuck does this armor give so much black resistance if Melting Love itself is weak to black damage? Also, wow, Instinct is not the option with this thing. Thankfully, I'm not I didn't look away. I forgot that looking at it is probably important, but thankfully we didn't look away. Okay. Insight is not bad. Let's just get these. Oh wow, Instinct is not the option with this thing, huh? Let's go Attachment then. Cyclops, whoever. Right, okay, so it's another case, it's yet another case of this game lies, or just is not right. Information. Work must be done while the manager has the containment unit in sight. During the work process, when the containment unit went out of the camera's sight, the counter lowered. When its containment unit was still unmonitored after the phenomenon, the counter continued to lower. When the work result was normal or good, the counter increased. It seems that it can be increased up to 3 levels at a time, depending on the work result. Next, it's going to tell me that there's some problem with letting the counter get too high on this one. Why did we do so badly then? Do not stop looking at the abnormality while its suppression is in progress. Okay. Okay. Cool. I think we can do another round with it. Ash, do some repression and get your justice stat maxed out. Hey Hound, hey Mel. Do you want to know a little secret? You know what? Sure. Are there lies about this one in its text too? 20 to unlock more info. It's a non-escaping entity. Oh, it is. Wait, no, it's not. It doesn't say non-escaping. It's an escaping entity. Hang on. Non-escaping entity. Like, she summons a thing, and it goes wild. So she's non-escaping. This one has resistances, so it escapes. You swear it's a non-escaping entity? Is it though? Is it really? Does it like spread its roots out to places or something? So like technically its roots go other places, but it stays here? Is that what you mean? Yes, actually. Oh, cool. I assumed it would have roots because it looks kind of like a funky flesh eyeball tree. The Burrowing Heaven. Why does that name sound familiar to me? Why does this name sound familiar to me? That terrifies me. Anyway. Since its counter doesn't go down on bad results, we can just keep working with this thing. Like, I don't want to do any further work with Melting Love right now, because we're at the minus 12% and we're at risk of having its counter go down. This fucker, we don't care. We can just get all the boxes from this guy. 40 for the weapon, 50 for the armor. %. I kind of want to do this just to get Ash that extra bit of prudence. Yeah, fuck it, you'll live. They'll live. They'll be fine. They've got insane resistance to black damage. I'm going to wait for this work to finish. This one does red. Okay, cool. I don't know whether having another menu open would count as not having it within view. But I assume that would also count and make it unhappy. Correct? Cool. You know this because you've experienced it, I assume? Yeah, from experience. Yep. Yeah. Some people don't consider that the game does not pause when you open the menus. Ash has achieved max stats on everything. Hang on, before we send Ash in for more work. Ginger still needs temperance and justice. Amy needs just a little bit of justice and prudence. Amy, go get that little bit of temperance. Ginger can get justice from Black Swan. And the next set of work that we start is going to cause a meltdown, so we won't send Ash anywhere. I'm concerned about having multiple things start melting down in this zone. Amy needed a bit of prudence. Yes. So in you go, Amy. There we go. I can actually sit here and it's still in sight, so this is fine. Ginger needs justice. I'm just going to budge up a little bit so that that menu doesn't have any risk of being considered to cover it. Okay, Amy has achieved max stats. Ash, go work with Melting Lovesome. That's the one we really want the boxes for. We've got one set of Burrowing Heaven gear. I'm also gonna... We're safe to look away because we're not working with Burrowing Heaven right now. Just... Mel, you're in a very bad spot there. You people just move away from the little idiots. Okay, that zone is clear. Fuck, I missed. That zone is clear. We've been a little bit wasteful because we didn't do this before the first meltdown. So we wasted like 18 bullets or whatever. But it's fine. Ginger, continue training. Yeah, we're fine. Continue training your justice. Justice! Justice. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba-da-bo. The day moves so slow. Okay, we have now hit the point where we don't want to do more work. Yeah, because we have to get at least 24 boxes for it to be a good result. But we aren't too far off getting everything possible from the Melting Love. Ginger, continue acquiring justice. Melody, go gain health with Reddit. Even though it apparently only gives 2 points. Missions, none. I am heavily concerned about our actual ability to do all missions, because this day is the earliest we can possibly have tier 3 with this zone. And we have to have tier 3 to unlock this mission. Which means if it is going to consistently bug out like this, it may just be impossible for us to get all the missions done. Which would then mean it's not possible for me to get the true ending without doing a full day 1 reset. Which is sadness. Big time sadness. Ginger, keep going. Melody. Yeah, pale damage would fuck you up right now, so Judgment Bird is not an option. I guess if we really don't get the mission, I mean, I guess it's also possible that it's showing no mission because whatever the conditions were, we've already met them, and it just needs a day to cycle for it to actually reflect that. That is also possible, maybe, if we're lucky. Oh, fuck. Okay, Ash thankfully came out on time. All of y'all run in there. Are actually going over there already. That should be fine. Yeah, we're fine for now. You come down here, you come up here. You come down here, you guys can go up there. This is fine. This is fine. Is this the... no. I don't remember what we had that we got the suit from that was on the little idiot who died. Oh. Don't know why this fucker broke out. It also doesn't seem to really care that much about Amy's guns, so we're going to send a group at it. Or you'll get the move on. We're in for a bad time, folks. The Scarecrow may get... no, it did not get enough kills. Okay. Scarecrow did not get enough kills to actually cause any breakouts from the clerk rights activists. Speaking of, let's continue our erasure of the clerks. Meanwhile, Ash, go get some more points with the slime girl. Had to go help Ash with the thing. Were they having difficulty seducing one of the characters in the death game? There's a little idiot over here. There. There's still one there. Okay. Lower zones clear. Little idiots eradicated. Boom, triple kill. Double kill. Any other groupings? Not really. We can get a double here, and then just one there. They were having trouble not getting sick. What is Ash doing that they're... Oh my god. Ash has a crown of thorns from this burrowing heaven. It's kind of horrifying. Speaking of, I need water. Now, the day can be ended, but we need a few more boxes with this. In you go, Ash. Even if the counter on melting... Wait, the day cannot be ended? What the fuck? I saw the notice pop up and assumed we were done. It was the halfway done notice. Okay. Keep that in view. We need attachment now, huh? It's not a great option for an attachment, but it's what we've got. Go, Ginger, go. And Melody. Go gain health. In the game, in the DLC zone specifically, you can get sick, which activates the chance to get the 4 other endings, which is not the ending Ash wanted. Or rather, the ending you want Ash to get, from what I've heard, what I read. The one you think will be most appealing to them. Kinda sucks that there's a... Oh, you're helping them get all endings. That makes sense. Kind of sucks that there can just be a thing that can lock you out of all of the other endings. Also, hang on. You specified that the main game has 0 smut, but the DLC does. But if the disease is only in the DLC and you had to help Ash not get that, then it is smut that they're playing. Doesn't really change anything, but like, It's another option to tease them. Melody, continue become strong. You're confused? Honestly, so am I. I got like 5 hours of sleep last night, and for most people that's probably plenty. For me, I generally need like 8 to 10 hours of sleep to actually feel rested. Because I am a horrible fucking gremlin goblin. Fuck's sake. Oh, a boss has been auto-modded, and another one. Night Boss is doing God's work. And also Mel's work. Does that mean Mel is God? I don't know. Nightbot is stealing your job. Yeah, and it's so quick at it that there's not even a chance for you to get in there. More melting love. Go Ashko. And then Melody. Continue becoming healthy. Ginger, continue becoming affectionate. Purple Moon warning. Oh, fuck. Thank you. Let's just prep for that immediately. Actually, let's have all you guys stand there. You guys can stand here. Ash can stand here. You two can stand here. Gather the army from upstairs. Actually, let's just bring all of these, except for Melody, because Melody's going to keep doing some training for a bit. So all of the little idiots gather. But not true little idiots. The weaklings. Honestly, kinda everything in this facility is little idiots. Let's clear out some of the clerks. I see you over there. No escape. Oh. Double kill. Okay, now there is only the command or control department. And I've got 2 bullets left. Boom, and triple kill. Okay. Okay. We return to your regularly scheduled program. Melody, continue becoming health. Become heal. And we officially have all of Melting Love's gear as well. Hell yes. Though I think we kinda wanna see if Ash can get the gift as well. It's only a 2% chance, but it's... Having the gift only makes their armor do the shield thing, I think. So it's not that important. Anyway. And oop. Work's done there, so I can actually open this up. We have all of the gear from the Burrowing Heaven now. Which actually means Ash doesn't have to work with these guys anymore, except for doing the... Are all three of these helmets? They are. That kind of sucks. Ash doesn't have to work with these three anymore, except for meltdowns. So that's cool. More attachment for Ginger. Hey, Amy, go stand... Oh, nope. Amy, go stand up here. There's one there. There's one there. 6. Do only 6 of them spawn? Oh my god, Tiffany nearly died. No, that's Nova. Also, Camille almost died. I think everyone else is pretty much okay. So Camille, Geo took a beating. Sun took a big beating. Hang on. Okay. Tiffany, you took a pretty severe beating. Sun took a pretty severe beating. Geo took a pretty severe beating. Otherwise, the rest of the army is fine. Go, my swarm! Last one. Let's actually just go through and clear out some little idiots before they're killed by this thing. There we go. Okay. We're all good. We're all good in the hood. Can you all go back home? Ginger is not quite maxed out yet. And Melody, continue training your health because why not? You know what? Sun also. You can go train your temperance. Ginger is so close to maxed out. Workday can be completed whenever we're ready. I kind of want to try and max out Ginger at least. Punishing Bird's broken out, that's fine. Oh, Ginger is just shy of max stats. There we go. That'll bring her to max. And then I guess we might as well use the rest of this time before the next meltdowns to still get a bit more training in. Melody is actually coming pretty close to full stash on health, so that's pretty fucking cool. We can probably do like 2 more rounds of work safely. And, oh, no, I have to do it this way. There we go. They need to reach plus 28. Is Binar's suppression the only one left? Yes, indeed. Also, hello, Orchid. Binar's suppression is the only one left. For some reason, the mission isn't showing, though. Which is a concern, because this is day 43. We can finish 44 and do a repository reset safely, but that's going to take us back to the first level of Binar's zone, or Binar. So doing that reset just means we have to reach day 43 to even have this mission unlock. You need to have the department fully expanded for the cutscene. I mean, fully expanded for the suppression, yes. I haven't finished the last of the missions with Binar, though. One more round of work for Melody, and then we will end this day. Yeah, so there was, like, on day 42, there was a marker on this department that was saying you have to do, you have to bring it to expansion level 3 for it to actually unlock the mission. We've now expanded it to level 3 and the mission has not shown up. So I'm a bit concerned. One dead, that was the little idiot that we sacrificed for science. But yeah, so hopefully the mission will actually load this time. Or hopefully it just wasn't showing because somehow I had already finished it before it unlocked. Anyway, we do not have Big Bird here, do we? Big Bird was like 02 something? 0240, yeah, so we don't have Big Bird here. So, Mel, prepare for poll. When the time comes, the train... Fuck the train, no. The train is just bad for streams because you have to pay more attention to it. This bracelet shall not forgive those who hold greed in their hearts. Thus, it must only be worn by those in true need. Do you remember this melody? The professor used to play this song when the students were sleepy. Happy birthday. Or we can re-extract. You need everything max observation for true ending, though. Do you? Or do you need everything in your facility max observation? Because as far as I've ever heard or read, getting the true ending technically only requires that you complete every core suppression, have everything in your facility fully researched, and actually survive the last days. Everything in the game, aside from donor abnormalities, Jesus fucking Christ. That's not happening on stream. Or rather, it's not happening this stream. I thought we only needed everything in our facility to be fully researched. Cool. Let's re-extract. Still no O240. Okay, so in that case, we're going to try and finish Binar's core suppression. Everything in the facility is Binar's mission. Right, that's where I got mixed up. So we'll hopefully finish Binar's core suppression then. We will go through and finish this run. I don't know if that will happen during today's stream or not. We've got an hour and a half to go, but we'll see. And then we'll just keep playing LobCorp until I get the true ending, I guess. When the train is still here? Fuck you. The greedy bracelet is still here? Wait, it didn't change. We did the re-extraction. It's the same 3, there aren't many tools. Wait, does it force a tool? These are the only ones left in the pool. So you have to have one tool show up in each department? That never clicked for me. Okay. That's something I never realized. Why? Why are we voting for train? Why are all of the options train, Mel? How did I not notice this pattern? I am very bad at pattern recognition. And just observation in general. Only 3 options are train? There are 5 choo-choos on this poll, Mel. Did I just say 5? 3. 3. There are 3. As I was saying earlier today, I got like 6 hours of sleep, and normally I need like 8 to 10. So I am not thinking good. I guess we're going greed, because I don't want the fucking train in this facility. I said 5 hours? Did I say 5 hours or 6 hours? I don't know. I got like 5 or 6 hours of sleep. I need like 8 to 10. So we've got 1 for Choo Choo, 1 for greed, and then I'm throwing my vote on greed because the train is going to be annoying at this God, do we just fucking take the train because we're at the end of the game? So it means I wouldn't have to go through an entire run with it. Fuck it. Choo choo. Train will be annoying it for the final days. Fuck. I wish I'd waited a few seconds longer. Your scenario is reaching an end soon. Yeah, I can do the repository reset. I should have left it for another run. Because I don't want to do another repository reset if I don't have to. Because Ginger finally got the fucking helmet from the army in black. That takes so long to get. Just do as you've done before. Although the energy you've collected will not be supplied to the outside, that doesn't mean your work was for nothing, or that this place no longer serves a purpose. My goal? Are you finally asking me now, after all this time? Of course, it's the same as yours. The conclusion of the script we have. If not, I wouldn't have a reason to go through all this trouble just to help you. Oh, okay, thank fuck we are actually making progress with Bina. As you find them in quotidian life, fierce fights break out here every day here. You've seen this innumerable times, no? With enough time, abnormalities come back to life, no matter how many fragments they're broken into. I did fully expand records before opening extraction, which I think may mean I don't have enough days to actually do this, to fully suppress Bina. I'm very sad. Yeah, that's a day one reset. I'll go into the actual ending of the game, I think, and see how we do with that. But yeah, sad times. We cannot fully deal with Bina's core. It's one of the facts that drove Gabura mad. She took far too much time to understand that the abnormalities have to be exploited, not ended. Or maybe she simply couldn't free herself from the indignation of her past. It will stop you after day 48, yeah. Yeah, because you've got to actually suppress all of the cores to be able to access the last days. I think 59 is technically the last? Well, that doesn't concern me. The only thing I know is that I will never ever see what she was before. Nevertheless, I cannot help but be astonished by the potential of ego every time I see her go on a rampage. What's the reason you're so astonished? Extracting ego is one of my multitudes of duties. It's only natural that I am drawn to its potential. Yeah, 50's a victory lap. So basically 49. In fact, there are many weapons that have enormous power in this world, apart from ego. Artifacts from the outskirts and from the ruins, the singularities of the wings, or rudimentary inventions made in the back streets. If used correctly, they would be weapons that could fare against abnormalities somehow. But giving those weapons to employees that never even learned to fight outside of basic training is as useless as teaching a hatchling to hunt. The rabbits are specialized in killing. They can spot the enemy's weakness right away and focus their firepower, given that they have enough munitions. As opposed to our employees, who cannot even wield weapons efficiently. That's seeing as combat ability isn't a requirement to be hired here. But our employees don't even have to learn to use ego. The power of the ego grows in conjunction with the heart of the wielder. One knows how to use it the moment they wield it. Nevertheless, even though they wield that power, the majority of employees can't control it. Swayed by it, they hardly have a chance against the abnormalities. I haven't seen anyone that can draw out the full potential, apart from the red mist. To wield ego is to dress oneself in the shell of the ego of another person. The wielder is merely imitating the borrowed ego, unable to completely make the power their own. Had I known that before being locked up here, I would have done anything to get my hands on them. If I could, The circumstances may have changed dramatically. Now I'm confined here, issuing orders to extract ego, forbidden from touching them myself. You must have been scared still, even though my hatred and bloodthirst are locked up inside this rusted metal cage. Don't you worry, I no longer have anything left. But you never know, the yearning for blood could wax once again, for it is simply sealed, not uprooted. Complete the day with 8 or more Aleph ego in possession. That we can do. We're going to be one fucking mission short on finishing her missions. That fucking sucks. Because, like, even a repository reset cannot get us there. Extreme sad times. Okay. I think we just jump in. Yeah, we just jump in, I think. Missions stay. Yeah, the missions stay after a repository reset. But even if we do a repository reset again, like, I've already done one to get to this stage. If we do another, it's still just going to be, hey, day 44 you get to this point, and it's not going to be enough. Day 45 would be the day that we can do the final mission. And after that, we get locked into the ending. So, as you said, day 1 reset is the only way to actually get this done. Which is kinda sad. Oh well. Well, send Ash in. Is that the train? Yeah, that's the train. Right. Hang on, let's actually pause. Every 30 seconds, the lights on the ticket booth will illuminate one by one. They will brighten up to 4, and when an employee receives a ticket from the clerk, the lights will reset. I can actually just send Dash into this over and over again to get all the info. Express train to hell. One of the lights is lit up. In you go, Ash. In fact, you just stay in this hallway. Little idiots in this zone cleared out. When a ticket is received with one illuminated light, the employee will slightly recover HP and SP. When a ticket is received with 2 illuminated lights, the employee will significantly recover HP and SP. When a ticket is received with 3 illuminated lights, all employees within the department will recover HP and SP. Yeah, the train's going to keep being chill. Okay, Ginger's at max. Amy's at max. Melody needs a little bit more health. Sun needs more temperance and everything else, really. It's better to wait until 3 to 4 lights. I mean, sure, but like, there's no harm to just go in over and over. It doesn't like tick the counter up. See? So there's 0 harm. When a ticket is received with 4 illuminated lights, all employees in the facility will recover HP and SP. Here it comes. The very bad news. It's time for Hound's no good, very bad day. If 4 lights have illuminated and another brightens to a glow, the train will cross through the facility and cause black damage to all employees who are caught in its path. After it has crossed, the booth's lights will reset. Hound's no good, very bad day. Let's see. I should probably try and do some training. Actually, let's keep getting rid of clerks. Just use the keyboard. An escapee! 25% of the facility can survive it. Good god, it does a lot of damage. Clear out clerks up here. I could try and wait for them to overlap, but okay. These 2 are still going. In you go, Ash. Let's see. Bird. You can just go in there. Melody now needs... I think Melody can survive going in with Punishing... not Punishing Bird, Judgment Bird. I think. In you go. Ba, 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba. Yeah, looks like Melody's doing alright. We kind of just want to get through this day, I think. Hang on. So we're just going to kind of get through this day. As long as they don't screw up particularly. Yeah. And as long as I don't send them in too many times and have the penalty overwhelm them. We can do one more. God, the train stresses me out so much. Why am I on slow speed? That's why everything feels like it's taking forever. Fuck. Okay. Okay. Hey, Ginger, go grab a ticket and then get the fuck out of there. Melody. Continue the work. It's already got another light lit up. We keep going with this. We just want things that are going to give us lots of boxes, I think. White Knight is easier than the train. I don't know if either of those things should be referred to as easy. Well, I guess easier isn't saying it's easy. You know what? Ash can get one round of work with melting love done. Train has 2.5 minutes until it kills, while White Knight has 4.5. That's one way to think about it. Ash, go get that. Melody can survive that. Oh, we've got more bullets. Right, hang on. We must eradicate all clerks. Missed one. Oh, we're out of bullets. More work. Work, work. Yes, my lord. In you go, Ash. Might as well be getting us some boxes. Let's have Tiffany start charging that up. I don't think Melody can... yeah, we can do it. Wait, no. We're about to have a dawn happen. Cancel that. Amber Dawn is going to be the annoying bugs, I think. Sun can trigger it. I don't remember whether the Amber Dawn bugs actually... I don't remember whether they actually cause things to break out. Ash is in there to do some killing. Folks are in there. This is fine. Everything is fine. Let's also just get rid of some more clerks. There's still one left. I see them. There's still more left. There. Okay. That. You. Okay, so then we need to clear this zone. We've missed some. Dang it. Go get the bugs. We've got clerks dying. Quick, erase them from existence. We can't allow the clerks to die. I saw a couple of good double kills there. Another clerk there. Okay. Everyone go back to your spots. Okay, and we've got one bullet left. Dang it! They split up just as it looked like there was going to be a double kill. That'll work. Ash, go get ticket, and then you can do some work with the heaven, burrowing heaven. Only Crimson and Violet can cause breakouts. Okay, cool. You would say use it on you, but please don't. Yeah. With your history of asking me to do things that just insta-gib you, Mel. Yeah, you can get a little bit of temperance from this guy. Sun can continue getting a bit of temperance. Ba 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 ba. I really want to get through this day. Hang on, I just realised. We never read lore for either Melting Love or for the Burrowing Heaven. It's reading time! This abnormality was created with the ideas provided by tumblebug backer Mull. A melting slime with a resemblance to humans when inspected closely. Its containment unit is covered in its mucus secretions. Today, I'd like to talk about the recent incident everyone has heard of. That's right, that dreadful incident where an army of slimes took over our facility for redacted minutes. There were several containers left in the redacted lab, which were not processed properly during the experiment related to redacted. If you know about the redacted experiment, you would already know that the contents of those containers are merely useless leftovers that only prove the experiment has failed. Our researchers felt that there was no need to dispose of them. It was obvious that one newbie to the research team had no idea what was inside those containers. Employee Marie found the containers of pink slime and felt that they could pose a threat. It is assumed that she thoroughly concealed and kept them in redacted status. If my assumption is correct, the melted object in those containers was probably the redacted of redacted. I became sure of this when I read the passage that described its appearance as that of an adolescent human. Hang on. Okay, game is paused. Had to double check. Because if I hadn't paused the game and I was just reading through this and then the train hit, that would suck. I don't know if it was fortunate for us or not, but its memories, including those of the experiments, were completely gone. It could barely speak a word or two. It was also mentally unstable. It became extremely nervous whenever Marie was not present. A brother. Marie had a brother, whom she lost during her childhood. It all started when she felt an attachment to the childlike pink slime that followed her around. Marie showed an unprecedented level of decrease in her mental corruption. Indeed, it was extremely unusual. Of course, it was certain that the abnormality somehow affected her in a positive way, but that was the end of the benefits. Her colleagues started noticing her odd behaviours. They tried to ask her about them, if it was the right thing to do. They educated her about the potential implications of a steep decrease in mental corruption levels, and understood that a person disappearing every single break time is a dangerous sign. However, Marie didn't say a word to them, and ended up detained in the counselling room until she opened up. Meanwhile, this slimy creature that had forgotten everything instinctively remembered one thing. It had to get out of the facility, no matter what. This abnormality once again felt extremely nervous when Marie didn't show up on time. It thought that she was in danger. It was then that it decided to escape with her. A rare bond had formed between the two. They cared about each other from the bottoms of their hearts. Confined within the counselling room, Marie eventually gave up her right to remain silent and began to reveal what she had done, how she kept the contents inside the container, and how she was able to form a bond with it. However, she couldn't finish her words. This was because she melted in the blink of an eye, moments after signs of an anomaly showed up on her skin. Yes, she quite literally melted in her entirety, and that wasn't the end of it. The slime that once was Marie a few seconds ago began to move. It wasn't a difficult task for a fluid creature to slide under the door of the counselling room. Did it have a speck of human rationality? No. Just like a newborn duckling blindly follows its mother, it simply moved towards the abnormality. And it wasn't just Marie that turned to slime. Every single employee who had made contact with her in some way began to melt too. Those who were questioning her, who had shared a meal with her, who had worked together. Soon, this army of slime began to attack other employees. All for the mother slime, the abnormality they loved. Yes, Out of love and love alone, they killed. And my dear employees, I do hope you all didn't forget to put on the gas masks we distributed to you before we entered, did you? I do hope that no one took it off out of boredom or stuffiness. I must inform you all that some of you are already infected by the slime I told you about. We did not give gas masks to some of you, and we did say that it was because we were out of stock, though, to be truthful, it was just so we could distinguish between those who are infected and those who are not. You may feel fine now, but before an hour passes, your flesh and bones will start to melt, and your mind will disintegrate into pitch black nothingness. Then you will begin trying to wreak havoc on the facility. You'll probably, as your first action in your new form, jump at the employees sitting right next to you, all for the mess of slime you so adore. Yes, I know, it's unbelievable. You feel so alive and clear now, just how on earth could you melt down into slime? And yet, you will. It's not your fault, of course. Someone among you made contact with the slime abnormality, and you were just the unlucky sap who happened to be around that person. It's meaningless now to determine patient zero. I doubt they had any idea how catastrophic the results of their actions would be. I doubt they had any idea how catastrophic... Why is that sentence doubled? Oh well. They did it out of pure affection, after all. Finally, those uninfected who are wearing masks, please ensure you pay extra attention to your hygiene and immediately report when you see an employee acting out of the ordinary. You'll simply be infected as well if you attempt to help them. Now, in your desks, there will be 9mm pistols, all perfectly locked and loaded. What you must do now should be clear. We will not open the doors until the situation is taken care of. If you think this is too cruel, allow me to remind you that this is your job. I hope to see you again once everything has been handled. And then the burrowing heaven. A thorny abnormality that feeds on the gaze of others and sometimes stretches its wings. Don't look away, just keep your eyes on it. It lives inside your gaze, the containment but a facade. Hang on. I keep hearing a breathing noise. I think that might be the baby, so I'm just adjusting my camera to not be sitting on it. The containment is but a facade. Contain it in your sight. Blinking is okay. It will tolerate such a brief moment of disruption. However, once it recognizes that it has lost your attention and focus, it will spread its wings. Yes, wings. As if to praise a long-forgotten god, its lean, bloody wings will stretch and cover the whole corridor. The wings will still bear fruit, using fresh corpses as food. If it still fails to gain your attention, the stalks will pierce the facility and grow towards a sunny spot. Like an angel, its wings will reach the skies and extend toward the ground, eventually blocking the sun out. But there is still hope. When you finally turn your eyes and bring it within your cognizance, it will return to this deep, dark subterranean area. That is, if you managed to survive by then. That's what a gaze is. Attention. An invisible string that connects us. Sole focus. Do not come here, as there is no place for you to rest. Is this what you wanted to see? When your tears dry up at last, tell me your answer. Sleep well, Mel. And then the train. The booking clerk, who remains dauntingly quiet, sells tickets for a train with no final destination. There are no clocks to alert the arrival times. Instead, there are some blinking lights. The first and second lights illuminate. Your mind clears. The third light illuminates. Your mind clears and your wounds close. The fourth light illuminates. The condition of every employee in every department improves when you hear the train's horn off in the distance. When the time comes, the train will chug down the tracks and sound its mighty horn. There is no doubt that it will plunge through the endless tunnel while boarding the employees who have not taken a step back from the tracks. Okay, cool. Let's keep going on trying to get this day to finish. Oh, there's a light. Repression on there. Insight on there. Sun, keep working there. I think Melody doesn't do any more work with the punishing or judgment bird. Up. Let's see, grab you. Oh, it's the big ones, huh? Well, if you gather up, you head over there. Amy, go hunt that one. A left team. Go exterminate. This is going to be kind of rough. Oh fuck, they've... We may be in for a very bad time. Yeah, Courtney should be able to manage one, I think. Amy can absolutely manage. ALF team needs to go stand here and be ready for the mountain of smiling bodies to break out. Actually, you guys go for that. Ginger, go for it. I think you two are a bit weak for this. Rio's fine. Get rid of those employees there. In fact, just clear out this zone. This is still fine. This is kind of painful for Amy, but Amy is winning. Amy just beat the shit out of two of them at the same time. Ash dealt with one easily. Courtney is winning as well. Courtney, go get the last one. Okay, Courtney has succeeded. There's another one somewhere. It's up there. Amy, go get it. Ugh. Okay. Everyone back to your places. Everyone back. We've still got 7 bullets to use. That area's cleared out. You! If you two come running over this way, can we get a double kill? We sure as hell can. There's another one. Ash, continue keeping the train under control. Okay. That is all little idiots dead. We no longer have to worry too much about the army in black. I mean, the day shouldn't last too much longer anyway. Wait. It's not attachment work that I needed you doing here. Well, attachment doesn't hurt. But I'd like you to max out your insight. Ash, continue acquiring tickets. One more round, Melody, go. Go, Melody, go. Oh. Dang it, Melody, you're 1 point shy of max. 64% success rate is still good enough. And we should be finishing the day any moment now. Yeah, 55 is not good enough. There we go. We can have one more round of work happen. Sure. Melody, go do repression with Reddit. Okay. Day 44 complete. Another mission for Bina complete. The time is upon you. It's time to complete the final piece of the puzzle you have been missing. May you have the best of luck on the last leg of your journey. saying something like, "I hope you will finally be happy," or that some of the leftover pain can be relieved now, have long become empty words. There are several more things I would like to say, but let me sum them up into one sentence. I wish you success this time. I enjoyed being with you, for not only these 45 days, but also the moments you don't remember. Well, there is just one last Sapphira you need to meet. He holds in his hands a warmth that looks so comforting, but he can shatter people's hearts like they're nothing. Erstwhile in the world in which you stayed was one. Nope. Erstwhile, the world in which you stayed was once luminous. There was the sun and the moon, and also the clouds and winds that floated around them. It was a world of light, so to speak. But you couldn't stay there. You were robbed of innumerable things. Time for nonsense? We've still got to get through day 45. And then the nonsense begins. You lived with a broken heart, clinging to the void where pieces of your heart used to be. No one could understand your pain, nor embrace you. Eternal loss dominated you. I was one of the thieves who robbed you of countless things. While I was at the top of the world, I watched you and looked down on your struggles. Not just you. I've seen many others that struggled. Those attempts were no less futile than an insect writhing. All I had to do was simply stomp on them a couple of times. But among them, there were some who could grit their teeth and climb up, dragging their broken bodies. It seemed that this was going to be another fun little trip, so I would drink a cup of tea before leaving with light steps. But, as you can see, an unexpected encounter with the red mist got the best of me. And then, you inflicted as much suffering upon me as I to you, did you not? You were familiar with how to break the minds without utilizing torture or violence. After everything was done, you gathered up every little bit of what was left of my humanity, and you threw them into this pit until even my spirit soured and rotted. Maybe you told yourself that I deserved worse than that. Therefore, you're an upholder of justice who has defeated the evil, no? Then I must ask, why is that grand and righteous upholder standing here, making himself out as a prisoner like I? And what happened with that coward, the one who with fear averted his gaze from my dying one? Why is he down here, suffering the same punishment as I? See, there cannot be a sight more satisfying than this for me. Is this all that idealism of hers came to be? You've dragged yourself down. You've dragged down your heroine with your own hands. Do you truly believe that your duty completes itself just for shedding tears at the funeral of the innocent? While you never even let their bodies rest in peace? Ironically, you found a hope in all this misery. The raw material of the bucket, and the path to the river of all. Out of her you made the bucket, and you started to send it down, down, into the wells of the people. The bucket rises from the well of a person, filled with the water that can only be drawn from that person, an ancient fount that has been flowing at the bottom even before the birth of the world. Now it simply is drawn, regardless of the consent of that person. When the bucket that holds the faded ideal of hers comes in contact with the ego of another person, a certain change occurs. I'll ask her about the change. Maybe it's difficult to understand only by listening. How about this? I could show you one of her miracles. It's taxing, but for you, I'll gladly do it. The people selected long ago are waiting their turns. I bring them here according to the register. Let me introduce one to you. This one is nameless. He has nothing left, for he has abandoned all that he is a long time ago. For him, things like the remnants of the past or the pain of the present don't matter. He only stares into the future. Did you dream well? Yes, you'll finally dream for as long as you want, one that you will never wake up from. The employees will inject him with cookie show soon. What river flows in you? What world lies in you? There are as many worlds as there are people. Discovering them is rather fun. No one must see this. Ooh, fancy eyes. That is why they adjust the level of Kikisho according to my orders, keeping their eyes and ears covered. Nobody should make direct eye contact with the drawn. But I can never dare to look away from him, or to close my eyes, no matter how unbearable it may be. In the eyes of the drawn, there are the abysses that only I can endure, and there are the things that shouldn't exist in this world. Yeah, Binar sort of does just yap on and on. This is the punishment that you've obligated me to endure. A normal person would have gone mad thousands of times over if they had to put up with this. Thanks to you, I cannot even be graced with insanity or lose my mind. All I can do is capture all of it in my eyes. Ugh. Now, we wait. Will it rise anew, or is it destined to be stuck in this pillar and spend eternity with me down in this place? We just need a little more time to find out. Now, do you finally realize what all these pillars contain? Well, consider yourself lucky today. At times, when the level of Ikugisho is adjusted inadequately, some things that shouldn't exist come up as fragments. How funny that I say this, but they're like an adverse reaction that has its price for doing something unspeakable to a human being. The bucket can rise with some impurities mixed in with what we usually draw, such as the abyss within humanity, the subconscious, and all kinds of possibilities. From the past, from the present, even from the future, all kinds of beings that have existed and will exist in this world. Given that they're outside our dominion, there's nothing we could do to govern them. They float around aimlessly, resonating with the abnormalities and manifesting themselves in front of us when the moment comes. Yeah, this is a long fucking cutscene. They are what you call the ordeals. Thankfully, they react to the Glyphoth deterrence, so we can put them to sleep like the abnormalities, but that's all we're able to do. Yes, as you have learned, extracting abnormalities is my job, but creating them is Carmen's, whom you buried a long time ago. She is the mother of all abnormalities that have existed in this facility, and of all that will emerge in the future. Tell me, how do you feel now that you know that those abnormalities that you faced above were part of these pillars? It's an agonizing sight to confront, but It doesn't matter to you. Not at all. Or am I wrong? After all, erasing your memories and running away from them, as if nothing had happened is your age-old specialty. Complete the day with every abnormality currently within the facility. Sure. Huh. Okay, so here's a thought. I technically unlocked that mission before we advanced the area to level 5. Which might mean... It might mean that we can actually do that when it hits level 4. 25% chance to recover ego from a dead agent, sure. God. I mean, we can't get the true ending anyway, right? But... yeah, if I think I can at least get her core suppression done with a repository reset. I think I need to unequip Ash because I believe they were created after the last repository save. I can unlock her core suppression if I repo. Yeah. I can unlock it if I do a repository reset. Right, yeah, I'll have to actually... Yeah, because I can only do the suppression once we're at level 5. And I would not be able to do the core suppression on day 45, could I? Wait. I think I could. Like, if I do a repository reset, I can unlock... I can do her last thing and unlock the repository reset. And then we hit max level on the extraction team before we go into day 45. Which means I could do the suppression on day 45. Also, I just have to take a screenshot of Ash so that I actually have an image of them. And I think I might also need an image of Bird. Because they're the two that... God, this is hard to actually see. So they're the two that I actually need. The cutscene unlocking it won't happen until after the day you fully expand it. Fuck. So I guess, yeah, that's... We physically cannot. Okay. Let's re-equip Ash. This and this. Let's forcibly level people up so that I can actually equip all of my Aleph gear, I think. This And this. Do we have any other Aleph gear that isn't in use? We've got some Varv when we have people using He. Let's see. We've got another set of Aleph gear. Nova can have that. That there, and then Aleph weapons. Also, let's have a look. Nope. Nothing special on the Heaven weapon. Nothing special on the Heaven armor. We've got 2 of the censored weapon. Memory repository will unequip guys if they didn't exist. Does it though? Because at one point, before a memory at one point before a repo reset, I'd made 2 of each of my Aleph sets, and after the repo reset, I only had 1 of each. Let's see. I guess Kim, Hansil, they're both using white weapons, and I kind of want to still have white weapons around. I guess these 2? Anyway, we have 20 minutes. Okay, let's see if we can get through the day quickly enough. First things first. I missed one in this. Oh, I missed 3. Well, thankfully I've got 3 bullets. Okay. Repression is not good with this guy, huh? So, Melody, you're going to be doing repression with Reddit. Sun, you're going to be bringing your health up with Letitia. Speed up. Ba-da-ba. Yeah, like it doesn't really matter. Like I'll expand extraction first next time and get it that way. Getting all the missions done on this run aren't essential, or isn't essential. Were you at full health? Yes. Punishing Bird has broken out. What's new? there. God, punishing birds come a long way. Check everything to make sure I have the info on it. I should do... yeah, we've got time. I guess we can double check. Yes. 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 Oops, accidentally cancelled that. Yes. Is there a quicker way to check? Everything there. That's good. That's good. That's good. I'm missing that. That's fine. That's fine. That's done. Yes. Yes. Okay. Yep, so that's all of the lower layer. I'm going to be very surprised if there is anything I've missed. Yeah, it doesn't hurt to make sure. Okay, yes. If anything, it would have been this one we would have been missing. But it looks like we've got everything. Hey Ginger, go grab a ticket. Oh, right, we've got more bullets back. Ooh, double kill. And again. Oh, there's another one. Hiding in the corner. There's one. There's another. Yeah, the execution bullet is overpowered as fuck. Dang it. I mistimed the pause for that double kill. Oh, we're out of bullets. Melody, continue becoming badass. I guess I could have... I could have Bird actually training with the Judgment Bird, huh? Let's see. Yeah. Does training even matter? I mean, not really. It's not essential at this point. You're still hurt, you're not though. You can go in, you can go in. Really all I'm training for is just to improve any chances I have during the final segments. Because I don't expect it to be easy, even if I can't get the true ending. Ash, get some points in there. Amy, go deal with that. Ginger, go deal with that one. Yeah, you two can go get that one. You go get that one. This really isn't even a significant threat to me, so long as they don't start killing a million little idiots. Speaking of, we've still got some in here. Don't you dare die to that. Oh, we missed one up there. Fuck. Fuck, I looked away from it. Wow, people die real quick to this, huh? Hey, Ginger. Tiffany's died lore accurate. I don't know who the fuck Tiffany is. Yeah, we're going to have to do a day reset. I can just about have the whole facility in view. But yeah, we're going to have to do a day reset, because losing Ash kinda fucking sucks. But also, since that's happening, we only have 5 minutes left in stream. So we're not getting through another day during stream. So, anyway, let's have a quick look. You want to do Benar Suppression before entering the finale. The reward for doing it is essential. That's fair enough. Speedrun. Even if we have it playing on maximum speed without ever pausing, I think I need like 10 minutes at least to get through a day. Yeah, I don't know what the reward for Binar's suppression is, but all of the suppression rewards have been pretty fucking good. So I do assume it's probably pretty fucking good. Nah, I'll find out what the reward is eventually. But yeah, so I think we will wrap up here just a few minutes early because we can't really get anything else done. So next week I will be streaming Dispatch, and I will be starting to alternate between Lobotomy Corp and Dispatch. But from the next stream of Lobotomy Corp, we're going to be going through day 45, finish off the end sequence as much as possible, and then starting again from day 1, because I fucked up and can't get the perfect true ending. Ah well. If you have enjoyed, I have a Discord. This is where I make my announcements when I'm going live, what I'm planning to play, or if something is going to keep me from going live. I also have a YouTube channel. If you wanted to go back and see all of my previous streams of Lobotomy Corp, for example, that would be where you find them. They do even have their own playlist. True ending is impossible in a single run. Depends on how you define a single run, I think. So if you allow use of... Yeah, it needs a lot of planning. If you allow use of the repository, then with planning it is possible. Functionally, you just have to actually take those last 2 facilities without fully leveling up one or the other. Right, and you mean without a day 1 reset, yeah. Yeah, so you can take one, then the other, and that way, when you do repository resets, you'll actually have time to level them up to get the core suppressions done. And then also just repository resets to get all of the abnormalities informations. So it's technically possible, you've just got to have a little bit of planning. And also a lot of repository resets, because there's going to be so many fucking abnormalities. Anyway, I'm going to wrap up with that. Thank you very much for being with me today. Have a good one.